So just a quick video today. Basically, you will have probably seen my last video, which was my first ride of the Kenevo Comp, and I went to go on my second ride today and thought I'll just spend a bit of time checking tyre pressures, setting up suspension, and just making sure that the bike is still in working order and nothing's come loose from that first ride. And yeah, first few like pedal strokes round, I noticed that the rear shock was quite loud and making quite a lot of noise. So yeah, a bit of investigation, and the more I thought about it, the more I've come to the conclusion that the shock is probably knackered. Yeah, I'm going to let you listen to the noise now. Hopefully the audio on this camera picks it up as close to real life as possible. But yeah, if you've got any opinions or comments you want to leave on this, or if you had any experience with the DPX2 shock before, yeah, be greatly appreciated. Still haven't heard back from Specialized yet, the shop that I got the bike from, the concept store online. But yeah, listen to the noise and you'll see what I mean. So that's with the shock open. If I put it into the firm position, which should be the climbing position or climb switch, it makes next to no difference. The noise does change slightly, but it doesn't seem to firm it up. Now it's open again. Now let's put the rebound on slow all the way to maximum, and that's probably where it's noisiest. And then all the way to fast. It's less noticeable when it's on fast as opposed to slow. Luckily, the other day I happened to be searching eBay because I thought about the idea of trying a coil shock, and just basically randomly just searched it on eBay and found this coil shock came up at a good price, and it's actually removed from a Kenevo. It's the Super Deluxe Coil Select Plus. It's got a £500 spring on it, which I think will probably be a bit too low rated for me. I do believe that the Kenevo has got a linear curve, so I don't think there's much progression on the rear suspension, which means it just blows through its travel. The £500 spring is what comes on the S3 size, which I think is the medium. So S2, S3, S4, S5, mine's the S4, so that'll be a large. So yeah, really I need the large spring at 550 as a minimum, but I'm going to put a 500 on and at least see where my sag sits, and maybe give it a ride. Not going too crazy, obviously not wanting to bottom out too hard and cause any damage to anything. So yeah, we're going to fit this up now, and yeah, I'm going to ride with the coil, probably get another spring. I have looked at the progressive springs from MRP. Again, if anyone's got anything to say about replacing a coil spring on a Kenevo or on these shocks, hopefully, as far as I can tell, the MRP progressive spring does fit. So if anyone has an experience, I'd be grateful for the advice on that. But yeah, looking forward to trying this. I only picked it up because I was keen to try a coil and see what the difference was over the air shock. However, I did plan to use the air shock for a while and get used to the bike, and then I could give a real back-to-back comparison. Did not expect to be swapping it out this soon. However, I think it's probably best that I don't continue riding that with the suspected faulty shock. Obviously if it can be proven that it's good, then I'll go back to using it and I'll do a true comparison. But yeah, for now I'm going to swap them over and we'll be riding with this one. For anyone wondering, the torque setting for the rearward fixing is 23 point something Newton meters, so I just do it to 23. That's good enough for me. You won't be able to find point something on one of these torque wrenches anyway, and you'll always get a degree of variation from torque wrench to torque wrench. They're all around about there ish, or at least we hope so anyway. And that does seem quite tight, but those are the manufacturer instructions. And I've also heard of these bolts snapping on these and levos, not when you're doing them up, but like in use. So the other setting for the front one is 10.3 I think. I'll just do that to 10. Now we've set the sag, put the sag ring up there, it's time to sit on the bike and yeah, see where we end up with the sag. We're a whisker over 30%, so I think that's about where it needs to be for the coil from memory, around about 30%. Yeah, that is doing it as basically as possible. Obviously the real test is the real world situation I'm riding, and that's just a starting point, but yeah, be interesting to try it from here. So there we have it. The coil shock is now fitted. I'm going to have to try it out and see how we get on. Pretty certain I'm definitely going to have to up the spring rate, at least to a 550 pound spring, but maybe we'll swap to a progressive coil if I can get some confirmation that one fits, and see how we get on with one of those. But in the meantime I'm going to try it out, ride it, and await the response from Specialized in regarding the Fox DPX2. Yeah, if anyone's got any comments or advice, feel free to leave them below, or if you've got any past experience with Kenevo shock problems. Pretty disappointing that it's happened, or seems to have happened after the first ride. Of course it's not confirmed, that shock may be alright, it might just be noisy, but it doesn't react like the Rockshox one does. When I lock that one out, you know it's locked out. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, not a great start to e-bike life anyway. But we'll see how we get on with the Kenevo and the coil shock, and hopefully we'll test it out in the next video. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.